Coffee time, coffee time. Yeah, this ain't your average cup of joe. Listen, I need it in the morning, I need it at night. He always keeps it brewing, he always keeps it tight. Just a little sip, it'll get you right. Terrence Pickett always be the one that gets the coffee right. The coffee's right, the coffee's right in my life. It's never a wrong time over crime to get what's yours and to get what's mine. Come on. Coffee time in my life. Coffee time. Feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you stir it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on. Time in my life. Coffee time. Feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you stir it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on.
And good morning, everybody. Good morning. Do me a favor. Invite somebody, share. Invite somebody, share. I started yesterday I thought, good coffee time. I guess you'd have to be the judge of that, but from my end, for some of the things that I've looked for, you know, when we do these things, I thought it was pretty good, informative, and just sparked some things that we have to reconsider, some things that I believe we need to talk about as well. So in doing that, want to kind of kick off this morning with part 2 of what we discussed on yesterday, and that's night vision. Night vision is this morning. Part 2 is when God doesn't tell you where you're going. When God doesn't tell you where you're going. So let me do this first. Let me get my good mornings out of the way. And while I'm doing my good mornings, if you don't mind, I want to say good morning to everybody on all platforms. We're streaming on 2 Facebook pages at the same time, my personal page, and then of course the Coffee Time page. So my personal page, I see that there's about 18. My Coffee Time page is about 10 of y'all over there. And then I'm seeing that there's about 5 people on YouTube. Be sure to like our YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. It just gives us more liberty to be able to do more in the days to come. We're still building that channel, and we are almost there. So thank you for taking this journey with me. Danny Nisi, good morning. Valerie Cook Val, good morning. Deidre Thompson Daniel, good morning. Pretty Black, good morning. Teresa Bryant, good morning. Marie Height Pleasant, good morning. Lynette Lee Walcott, you got your coffee. I see it. Good morning. Vanessa Robertson. I'm sorry. Good morning. Vanessa, we've been rocking a long time. Since the 90s, I believe. So good morning, Michelle Byers. Good morning. Chantel Bennett Robinson. Good morning, Rosalind Jones. Good morning to you. So yesterday we kicked off this night vision, just basically living day to day, trying to figure things out. One of the most challenging things in life is when you're confronted with issues that you don't have answers for. And being that we are a people who strive for answers, we need answers. Answers is what help regulate our day. Make no mistakes. They don't pay you because you look good. They pay you because you provide some type of answer. What's going to keep us employed is we are the answer to some problem. I often say, and it's worth repeating, Rhonda Oliver, good morning. Marie Height Pleasant, good morning. Thanks for joining us. I often say that your gift is the answer to somebody else's problem. And that's exactly what it is. The gifts that you have, the gift that you possess, that God has blessed you with, is the answer. You find a question that you can answer, you will forever be employed. So we live for answers. So how is it that we live for answers? Our entire life is centered around providing answers, yet there are some things in life we don't have answers for. And those are the things, if we don't handle those things carefully, if we mishandle those things, not only will we be forever perplexed, but in the interface of that complexion of being perplexed, we will begin to lose the things that are essential to living. So let me start out by saying you can't focus on what you don't have the answer for. Focusing on what you don't have the answer for is setting you up. It's really setting you up for trouble, for your peace to be disturbed. And above all, you're going to need your peace. It's your peace that helps you love your children. It's your peace that helps you love the one you're with, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. It's your peace that helps you do your job and do it well. If your peace is up under attack or your peace has been disturbed, it offsets everything that's connected to you. When you don't have peace, you control the climate in your house and it can get iffy for everybody. You need peace to even drive in traffic. You need peace to be able to deal with people. So when we focus on what we don't have answers for, eventually it would disturb the one thing that we need to be successful in anything we do. It will disrupt our peace. Deuteronomy says that the secret things belong to the Lord, and those things that have been revealed belong to us. And what that literally means is God is saying, if I didn't tell you, if I didn't reveal it to you or show you, it's none of your business. So what we have to do is, the challenging part is to disconnect our emotions from things we don't have answers to. We are sensual creatures. We're sensually connected to our world. I know that this is a microphone. I am aware that you all are there. My hearing is here because of my senses. You remove my senses. You remove my tangible touch and feel to the world in which I live. So it's our senses, or our emotions are attached to our senses. You see the wrong thing at the wrong time. I never forget Teresa Bryant. Okay, you changed platforms, or welcome to this side. I never forget, when I was a kid, they taught us this song in school. I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus. And hearing the song for the very first time, being a Pentecostal Church of God in Christ kid, I just thought the song was outrageous. And in second, third grade, I'd finally had enough, because they taught it to me in first grade. I didn't say anything. Second grade, I didn't say anything. When I got in third grade, I let them have it. Pete Coffee Brown, good morning. Third grade, I got to third grade and I said, this is not right. And I began to speak out against the injustice that I believe was being served on the husband of that household, where the song was laid I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. Well, I didn't know that Santa Claus in the song was her husband. They had to break that down to me, but because I heard that song, it triggered an emotion. And the emotion was, that ain't right. She's committing adultery. I'm telling y'all, I've been this way a long time. Well, the song wasn't even true. The song wasn't even real. Michelle, good morning. But it triggered an emotion. It triggered an emotion and a reality in me that caused me to speak out against the song. And I was a little perturbed that they would even teach such a song. We're in third grade. And how could you guys? I never forget. I never forget seeing my fourth grade teacher kiss a man, and it was not the man that she was married to. I don't know why we think kids don't have sense, but kids are extremely brilliant. Their souls hadn't been touched. They hadn't been perverted. So there's a purity in children that causes them to see through our crap. And I saw her kiss this man, and it disturbed me as a child. My teacher, my fourth grade teacher, her name was Miss Daniels, and I was at Norwood Elementary School right there on Norwood Avenue, and I saw her. We had met. She had introduced her husband to the class, and the guy I saw her kiss was not her husband, and I was in fourth grade. So after carrying that for 2 days, I decided to say something to her. I'm fourth grade, y'all. I'm 9 years old. And I've been speaking out against injustices ever since I can remember. I said, Miss Daniels, can I talk to you for a second? She said, yes, Terrence. I said, Miss Daniels, you hurt my heart. I saw you kiss a man and it was not your husband. And she screamed. She laughed. I said, no, Miss Daniels, I'm serious. I saw you kiss that man 3 days ago and he wasn't your husband. And I've been praying for you. She laughed so hard. Then she called the teacher whose class was next to hers. She called her down and she said, Terrence, repeat to what you said to me to this other teacher. Tanyita Stacy, good morning. Good to see you. She said, repeat what you told me to this other teacher. And I said, well, it hurt my heart that I saw Miss Daniels kiss a man and it was not her husband. And the other teacher was in shock, and Miss Daniels said, he's 9. And the teacher said, you sure he didn't fail or anything? She said, no, he's a straight A student. Brilliant. He's 9 years old. They were having a conversation about what I addressed at such a young age. And I knew it was wrong. And I was challenging her on it. Turns out, long story short, the man that she kissed was her son. Listen, y'all, it was a son. And I'm going to be honest, it wasn't a tongue kiss. But when she kissed him, she embraced him. And, you know, when you're young, when you're a kid, everybody looks old. And when she explained to me it was her son, I felt a little better about her. Here's my point. Eunice Poole. Good to see you. Good morning. Hopefully all is well with you. I've been praying for you, Eunice. Things are going to get better for you. My point in saying that is what we see, what we hear affects how we feel, and it triggers certain emotions. And it does not matter. Even if what we see is not true, it does not change how we feel because our emotions are connected to our senses, and our senses rule us for our world. We're essentially connected to our world. Everything that we govern goes through the channel of our senses. And again, emotions are connected to our senses. Let me show you how your mind works. Dewan McIntyre, good morning. I'm going to tell you how your mind works. Your mind can hear, your ears, your senses are trigger points. You can hear a song from 20 years ago. And whatever the setting was 20 years ago, you will start to relive and your mind will begin to calculate and it will feel based on your emotion like it's happening right now. Here's the reality. Whatever it is you're feeling is connected to something in your past. Your senses in your present has alerted something in your past and triggered your emotions to retaliate or be activated in the present. And it feels so real. This is why I tell people, be careful what you listen to when you're grieving. Because that song, that music, whatever it is going to be stamped in your soul 15, 20 years from now. You hear it again, it's going to trigger the emotional element, the emotional components that you contain in the moment. So emotions are connected to our senses. This morning, I spoke with my cousin Mike Watson. Many of you, years ago when I had the workshop, A Letter to My Daughter, he was one of the speakers. And we were reminiscing over some of the things that my grandmother taught us, some of the things that she would say. My grandmother had a very, very good sense of humor. Some of you all can, you see it in me. Trust me, my mom, my dad, my grandmother, all of those people are clowns. And we'd ask her, well, Mama, did you eat? She said, yes, I did eat dinner. Well, what did you eat? Food. That was her answer. I never forget if we were talking about or discussing someone's demise. And we say, well, Grandma, what did she die of? And my grandmother would tell us she stopped breathing or her heart stopped. And, but in reminiscing about her, I did not have any sadness attached. I got to take this. This is very important. Y'all don't go nowhere. Hey, brother. Yeah. Yeah, we could do it downstairs, outside the gate, in that parking lot. It's on the other side. I'll show you when you get here. Oh, you're outside. I am doing a live podcast. Wow. Okay. Can you give me 5 minutes and I'll be down? Okay. Okay, buddy. I'm so sorry, y'all. I have a lot of moving parts this morning. So anyway, there was no sadness attached to those experiences. And as we begin, what up, son? Don't play at me. Don't come on my. Anyway, there was no sadness attached to those memories because those memories created fun times for us. We start laughing. We started smiling. I'm going to finish this. Now, I might put y'all on hold or I might end this and come back. But there are some things that I have to get done this morning because I'm going out of state. I've got a couple of production deals and I'm going to be gone for a while. So there's some things I got to take care of. Anyway, let me tell you how to deal with grief because our topic is when God doesn't tell you where you're going. Let me tell you how to deal with grief. You're going to have to attach great memories, things that make you smile to the grieving element, and it will create in your mind the joy that you experienced when that person was living. So you can hold on to the joy that comes in the morning, knowing that that loved one is in a better place, but you can also hold on to those good times, those memories. Memories are monuments to create joy in the heart of the people who've already gone on before. So when we think about when we think about, and I shared all those things with you to just basically show you that emotions are attached to experiences, our senses. Emotions are attached to experiences and our senses, and being that we are essentially connected to our world. In our world, the experiences we have trigger those emotions. Now, that's going to be imperative to know, because as you unpack your journey, you need to know that God doesn't talk as much as you all think he does. I'm going to say it again. He doesn't talk as much as you all proclaim he does, and as much as you think he does. I hear so many people saying, God told me this and God told me that. And God is always talking. What it is you have a heightened sense of awareness of God, and your mind tells you it is God. But in actuality, we're still trying to walk out something God said over 2,000 years ago. We haven't even figured the Bible out. We're still arguing over the left wing, the right wing. We don't even understand that God died for the whole bird. God doesn't talk as much as we proclaim. And let me tell you this is the conflicting part of living godly or living in faith. We live expecting answers. Our hope is attached to answers. And whenever we don't get the answer, or we don't get the answer we hope for, it causes sickness in the body. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. That's scripture. So we cannot attach. Listen to this. We attach our hope and our faith to the answer. That is the Creator, God, Yahweh, his son, Yeshua, the Messiah. We attach our hope to the answer, but we remain hopeful in trying to get an answer, but we cannot put our hope on a target necessarily, because with God, in God, the target always moves. You were hoping for a certain outcome and it did not turn out the way that you had hoped for. Hope deferred makes the heart sick. Now it causes problems in your faith. It causes problems in you believing. It causes issues in your understanding. Here's why. Because instead of putting your hope in the answer, that he was going to make everything all right, you put your hope on what you believe and what you wanted to happen. And when it did not work out right, your anchor was more in what you wanted than the God of what you desire. And whenever there's an unfair or an imbalance, it's going to make your heart sick. And I'm trying to show you how to keep hope. Now, I speak towards the outcome that I'm believing, but I'm anchored in him. So just in case I don't get the outcome that I've hoped for, my faith does not fail, because my anchor holds. If I was in a Baptist church, this is where I would put a little hum. My soul has been anchored in the Lord. Though the storms keep on raging in my life, and sometimes it's hard to tell the night from day, still that hope that lies within is reassured as I keep my eyes upon the blessed shore. I know he'll lead me safely to that blessed place he has prepared. But if the storm don't cease, and just in case the wind keeps on blowing, I'm not going to be moved, because my soul is anchored in the Lord. So God told Abraham, he said, leave everything that you know, everything that you're familiar with, everything that you've been taught. Leave the construct of knowledge and your place of consciousness. Leave all of this. And I want you to take a journey. Here's where you're going. To a place that I would tell you of. Meaning from the beginning, Why didn't I sing it? Though the storms keep on raging in my life. All right. So God, from the first instructional point, tells Abraham, you're going somewhere, but he does not tell him where he's going. That's a problem with me, because you telling me I'm going somewhere, but I don't have an address to put in my GPS, means that I'm going to have to walk without instruction. The only instruction that I have is what you gave me, and what you gave me was not enough. And sometimes I'm telling y'all that this is what God does. And sometimes it's hard to tell the night from day. He gives us instructions, tells us to go, but he does not tell us what turns to make. He doesn't tell us who to talk to. He doesn't tell us. He just says, go to a place that I will tell you. Now, here's the strange part of that statement, that request that was being made by God. He says, go to a land that I will tell you of. Boy, y'all love some picking. I so appreciate y'all. Teresa say, don't forget your visitor outside the gate. Yeah, they know what I do in the morning. They just going to have to let me get this out of me, because they were supposed to have been here an hour earlier. Anyway, thanks, Teresa. I appreciate that. And thanks for the reminder. I needed that. He says, go to a place that I would tell you of. So he didn't give Abraham a destination. He didn't give him an address. So Abraham had to walk every day, believing he was going in the right direction, and seemingly had to use his own intuition. He didn't know where he was going, so he had to choose. God will a lot of times, God tells you to go, and he doesn't tell you where you're going. This is interesting to me, because this is not necessarily what I've heard taught. I've heard he'll lead you, he'll guide you, but what do you do when he's not saying nothing? I think we need to focus a lot of times on the silence of God than necessarily, I know what to do when he's talking. What do you do when he's not saying anything? What do you do when he's created a trip and not giving you the destination? Abraham uses his own wisdom, his own knowledge, his own understanding, and he goes and he walks and he walks. He goes where he thinks he needs to go. Listen to this. When God doesn't speak, you have to do what you feel is right. And the basis of your thinking should be layered on the word. So when I want to judge what I should do and I don't know what to do, I know I can't do the wrong thing. So I do what I believe is right. I make the call that I think is wise. I don't lean to my own understanding, my own way of doing things. I look at the whole picture and try and feel what's going to be right for everything, everyone connected, for this journey, for this trip. Here's how I knew Abraham didn't know where he was going. There were two things. One, God said, go to a land that I will tell you of, and God didn't talk anymore. He never told him where he was going. The second thing, this is how I know Abraham didn't know where he was going. When he got there, he didn't know he was there, because the Bible clearly says Abraham stumbled into the place. Abraham stumbled to the place. I took my comments off just for a second because I need to get this out. He stumbled into the place. Stumbled. This journey called life, things happen beyond our understanding. We're not going to be able to put answers or explanations to everything that we experience. We will not have answers from God in the way that we feel we should. He's not going to necessarily speak the way we want him to, or even say what we desire him to say. He's not even going to give us the destination. Sometimes you're going to have to put your hands on a number of things to try and figure out what works. But regardless of what he did not say, you still need to know that he's still in control in some kind of way. You're going to end in the place where God wanted you to be. The Bible says that Abraham stumbled. He didn't know he was there. He stumbled into the place, which means when God showed back up, it was to confirm that Abraham was in the place where God wanted him to be. 2 times God talks: when it's time to leave and when you've arrived. In between, you have to go with what you believe is right. There's a shifting that's already started to happen. We are in a new world order. COVID has shifted how our world functions, how our world moves. They're creating new laws because of this shifting. We are in a new world order. Whether you want to believe it, embrace it or not, that's what it is. And you need to know, being in this new world order. Good morning, Joanna Tenner. That there are new things that you're going to have to do. And for some of you, it's going to require you to move to different places. It's going to require that you detach yourself from people. They're not necessarily bad for you, but they don't bring anything to you. And the energy that you need for your vision, you're not going to be able to just throw out haphazardly by dealing in just ordinary. In order for you to get to where you're going, you're going to need the right people that can help you focus, help you think, and help you think outside of uncharted territory. If you think the same way that you've always thought, you're going to have what you've always had. I'm telling you, deliverance begins when you begin to register in a higher level of thinking, which means there's a shift in your consciousness. Things that you used to embrace, you can't embrace now. I've got to go. I've got people waiting on me. Maybe later today, I don't know, I can finish this, but you need to know, regardless of how dark it is and what you do not see, God is still in control. And when you put your hope in him, you're still going to land in the right place. I promise you that. So thank you for tuning in. For those of you who support us on a monthly basis, I so appreciate you. You make this possible. I'll say it again. You make this possible. Without you, there'd be no me. Thank you for your giving. If you would like to share, maybe one time, maybe 2 times, maybe be a part of our monthly sponsorship, you can give through the Cash App, and I'm going to put it on the screen. I appreciate it. Your gift means the world to me. Without your ear, I don't have a voice. You make this possible, and I'm so glad God called us to do life together. We are a team. I can't do it without you. Thank you for your support, your love. And remember, you were born to win, predestined to succeed. There's nothing that can happen to you today that the wisdom on the inside of you is not able to handle. You got to calm down, slow down, be quiet, use emotional intelligence, trust God, and let wisdom speak. When wisdom speak, you will always win. Thank you for your love, your support. Always remember to think higher, speak life. Don't you go anywhere. Wait till the outro is over.
Coffee time, coffee time. Yeah, this ain't your average cup of joe. Listen, I need it in the morning, I need it at night. He always keeps it brewing, he always keeps it tight. Just a little sip, it'll get you right. Terrence Pickett always be the one that gets the coffee right. The coffee's right, the coffee's right in my life. It's never a wrong time over crime to get what's yours and to get what's mine. Come on. Coffee time in my life. Coffee time feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you stir it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on.